Yeah, we back. If we back, that means we blessed. Because we got another day above ground. We're able to walk around. Some of you are not able to do that. But hey, you still blessed. We are grateful for what we have. We are grateful for we're always grateful for what we have, but what about being grateful for what you don't have? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm grateful that I don't have any STDs. I'm grateful that I don't have any bull jive relationships. Dang, lady. Bull jive relationships with my family that I rock with. Now, every family member you ain't gonna be cool with. Every family member you ain't gonna rock with. But the ones I rock with, I'm grateful for those relationships. I'm also grateful for the relationship that I don't have. I'm grateful for the friends that I used to have that I no longer have, that I thought was friends, but come to find out, they ain't really who we thought they were. They not like us. They not like us. Yeah. But with that, I got something I want to speak to y'all. Some things I want you to think about. I know a lot of y'all, you talk about the new year and everything. When it really ain't the new year starts when it's springtime, because spring is symbolic of birth, resurrection, and so on and so on. Oh, let's talk about cars, because one of the things that we do on the channel is we share our cars, we enjoy our car content. Hopefully it inspires you to work on your cars. I'm going to do it regardless if I am on here or not. But that's just me. I'm a car person. I'm gonna do car content regardless. That's not everybody else. Ooh, y'all hear it? I ain't dropped them videos since I did that exhaust. They coming, but hey, come on, buddy, come on. You folk don't know how to drive. That's the thing about you trying to record and do videos at the same time. Most importantly, you got to be safe, because that's the most important thing. But anywho, you got to get to a point, and I realized this a long time ago. I wish I would have realized it earlier. But you have to get to a point where you don't care, because nobody cares. Nobody cares. What do I mean by that, man? People care, man. People care. The people that you think care, they really don't care. We're talking about cars. Nobody really cares about what type of car you drive. When you see somebody in a raggedy car or whatever, and somebody is talking about it, or like, man, that car is raggedy. I mean, the car is raggedy if it's raggedy, but a lot of that is ego. Oh, you got a raggedy car, so you live a certain lifestyle or whatever, and you don't really know anything about this person. That raggedy car that they drive could be their beater. That could be their beater car. I have a old Ford Focus, 2014, 15, not too old, but you get the point. If you see me and then you're like, oh man, like big old dude in a little itty bitty car. Not realizing I got other cars. I got my nice car that I'm in right now that I would put up against most new cars. 2008. I love timelessly designed cars. Cars that stand the test of time. Cars that after 10, 15, even 5 years or whatever, they're solid. There's a history of them. You can check their reliability, but more so the design of the vehicles, where it's an older car, but it still has a timeless design, where somebody sees it like, man, that's a nice car. They don't make them like they used to. But what I mean by nobody cares, Nobody cares what type of car you drive. Nobody cares really what you wear. Nobody cares what type of house you live in. Nobody cares. Nobody. The reason they act like they care is what? Is so they can stunt on you if they have it, or act like they stunting on you. I got this and you don't, so that makes me better than you, when that has nothing to do with nothing. That's one of the main things about royalty. Your possessions don't define you in regards to royalty. What defines you in regards to royalty is who you are. You're what we call your character. What do you stand for? What are your principles? These are the things that make up a person's royalty. These are things that makes up a person's true crown. The crown that we wear that you can't see, and the crown that you wear inwardly in regards to who you are. When you see somebody in a nice vehicle, do you really care? Do you really say, oh man, they got a Ferrari, or they got a Lamborghini, they got this, they got that? What do you say? That's a nice car. I wonder how I would look in it. You don't really care about the car in that regard. You don't really care about the person necessarily driving it. You care about what? How would you look in that vehicle? Now you may ask a question, how did you get it? But why are you asking that question about how they got it? You're asking the question about how they got it because you want to get you one. You see yourself in that vehicle. When people are driving around in nice cars, we know most times it's for ego, it's to show off to others, and rarely it is because that person knows about cars and they genuinely enjoy that car. I drive, I buy what I like, not so I can impress somebody that don't give a damn about me. If I'm going to impress anybody, I'm going to impress my children. But my children don't understand the value of, let's say, a Lamborghini, a 200,000 plus car. They don't understand the real value of that. Maybe when they get older, they just see what? A cool car, and daddy has a cool car. So if I'm going to impress anybody, I'm going to impress my children. I don't have to impress my wife because I already impress her because I'm married to her. She married me. And if I'm impressing anybody, let's say I will impress myself. Like, yeah, you accomplished this. But I don't do it, and you shouldn't do it. You shouldn't do it for other people because other people, they don't care. They do not care. You got this big old house. You actually think people care that you got this big old house. No, they care about the house because it's a nice house and they can see themselves in there. They care about the clothes or the jewelry or whatever that you are wearing or you put on because they want those clothes, or they see themselves in those clothes. They see themselves with that jewelry. They see themselves with that watch. Rarely you meet people in life that truly and honestly care about you. But most people in the world, let's be honest, they don't care. Therefore, when you are buying whatever you're buying, don't do it to impress others. Don't do it for others because it's not going to last. You're going to waste money. You're not going to get any true enjoyment out of it. And then you're going to look back on your life and be like, such a waste of money, such a waste of time trying to impress people that don't really care about me. This is why I can buy an older vehicle. This is why I can buy a 1996 Jaguar XJ6 and come outside in the yard. And even though it's not where I want to be, I can smile and look at that Jag like it's a expensive vehicle. Or I can come outside and every time I jump in my Benz and I crank it up, I'm excited to see it just as if I have a McLaren or some type of supercar or hypercar. Even if it was a Corvette CA, I know a lot of y'all don't like to consider the the C8 a supercar, but to me it is. And one day, when my money is right, where I can spend it, when I'm comfortable with, reach a certain point, then I get me one, or maybe one day I get a Lamborghini. As far as right now, I'm gonna buy what I buy, I'm gonna enjoy what I enjoy, and whatever I buy after the fact, I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm pulling up at my neighbor's house to get these eggs. Y'all hold on. Let y'all rock with me real fast. What's up, girl? What's up, girl? That's Big Susie right there. You can see, y'all can see her. Hold on, y'all. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Doing good. Appreciate it.
You're welcome.
How'd he hurt his knee?
Oh, I think it's just the weather changing.
Oh, okay.
You know, him being a young man.
Tell him stop being so young.
I will.
All right, appreciate it.
You're welcome. See you later.
Calm down, girl. Yeah, my neighbor that literally stays two houses down from me. He gets me some double yolk eggs. Sometimes I pay for them, sometimes he gives them to me for free. I think this batch is free because he didn't say anything about owing him anything, but I'm gonna text him and say, hey, do I owe you anything on that or whatnot? Yeah, you know, that right there, that's value to me, man. Where your neighbor hits you up and, hey, I got some eggs for you. You want to scoop them up, slide through, and then depending on how many the guy has, I buy all of them and I say, hey, you know, I'll pay for yours. It's on the house, or I will get him a case of beer. Just pull up, put in the porch, drop it off, or if he outside, give it to him. You know, those are the things that are most important to me. Stuff like that, man. Not me wanting to drive a certain car simply because I want to impress others. I'm gonna drive what I drive. I'm gonna drive what I like. I'm gonna buy what I buy because that's what I like. Not so I can impress people that don't care. They don't care really what car you drive, or you're driving this fancy car. They don't really care about you. Only time somebody will say something is if they are trying to be petty, or they trying to, you know, make you feel small because you don't drive a certain type of vehicle. And in that same breath, they don't know your financial situation. Maybe you choose to drive what you drive simply because that's what you like, or you're not into cars like that. You just want some A to B transportation. I'm an A to B transportation type of guy, but I'm going to fix up my cars. The difference we know today is what? Is we have social media that allows us to upload our work and do these different things. Before that, we wasn't on YouTube, the real car guys, the real car girls. We went on YouTube doing this. We were doing it in our yard. We were doing it in our driveway, pulling out motors, crawling under cars, and dropping transmissions and crawling under the car with the transmission on our chest. Yeah, we used to get down like that. Some of you know what I'm talking about. We out there tuning carburetors with the old heads teaching us and going around the neighborhood and tuning the carburetor that way to see if it, you know, oh, you need a new fuel pump, you need electric fuel pump, all these different things. I remember that. The old school motor hoisting, jacking it up, and like, oh, wait. And then you got to get in and shimmy it out. I remember those days when there was no audience. It was just, I would say, gearheads. I grew up around the old heads who taught me about cars and how to work on cars, listening to them. And even if I had to, pay them a little money so they can give me their knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. And that was just for that time. And a lot of times they didn't even charge me for it because they just wanted to get in. They wanted to pass that knowledge on to me because from my own personal experience, a lot of them, their children were either older or their children were not into cars like that. And therefore, me wanting to know what they know, it was almost as if they were taking me under their wing as a son of the wrench. Just made that up. A son of the wrench, a son of the toolbox. And they taught me many things. A lot of them I met when I was in technical school, because for those who don't know, I went to school to be an automotive technician. I also went to school for auto body repair. So I know how to do basically everything on the car. I just, you grow up and you can either do it for a living or not. And I didn't really want to do it for a living. I want to do other stuff. I want to work on my cars because I like to tinker and work on my cars, fix them up. For me, they are a version of painting. Cars, for me, are a artistic expression. In the same way a painter paints, I do the same thing with my vehicles, where before I'm even buying a vehicle, I already know what I'm going to do to it. I already know what rims I'm going to do to it. I already know what accessories I'm going to do to it. It's already mapped out and planned out for the most part. Now, in that, I may tweak some here or there, but once I'm done with it, my goal is to put together a vehicle, rather it's a new vehicle, old vehicle, where a person is black or white, they can look at that vehicle and say, that is a work of art. I like what you did. You know, you got people that, black folks, they put together cars, and they specifically put together cars for the culture. And then only black people can understand it. And then white people look at it and like, it look trash. And then you have white people that put together vehicles simply for white people, according to white culture. And then we look at it and like, that's trash. Me, I like to come in where I can do both, where a black person looks at it, a white person looks at it, and we can have a conversation about this vehicle, what I did to it, and all these different things. And I've been really good at that over my time period of fixing on cars, working on cars and stuff like that. It's a conversation piece. It's a conversation piece that surpasses skin color. We know what's going on in the world. We know what will continue to go on in the world, but I'm not going to live my life like that. I'm not going to live my life by how somebody feels about me, even if it is according to my skin color. I'm not going to live my life by that. I'm not going to let my life be dictated by if somebody likes me or doesn't like me. And I'm not going to drive what I drive simply to impress somebody else, because I don't care. I don't care and they don't care. They just want the vehicle because they can see themselves in that vehicle, whatever it is. I jump in this van and ride out the same way. I jump in the van and have my whole family, we having a good time. For all you know, I could be a millionaire in the van, but you don't know my money, yet you looking and saying, okay, he don't have this or she don't have that, so they must be broke. Or they do have this, so they must got some money. Because most time, if you're in a nice car, I'm in this car and it's a nice car, even though it's a 2008, most people aren't car people. They see a nice car, they see a nice car. And I drive this vehicle enough where people literally, man, that's a nice car. They think I got money. Maybe I do, maybe I don't. You see somebody in a Porsche or a Ferrari or a Lamborghini or whatever it is, man, they got some money. You don't know the circumstances of how they got that vehicle. They could have won that vehicle. They could have put a substantial amount of money down. It's not always about them having good credit. And just because they got that vehicle doesn't mean they can afford it. Look at repossessions. Look how high repossessions are up and everything. Look at the same people that have these nice cars and they end up getting repossessed. Not them selling it, or even then, you sold it because you couldn't afford it. And then they sit here and lie to you. I ain't gonna lie to you, I've had vehicles repossessed, 2 vehicles. It's not a good feeling. Not a good feeling. And now I'm at the point now where I'm cashing out, or I'm putting a substantial amount of money down once I negotiate, because this money is going to be used to reduce the overall cost of the vehicle. That just comes with wisdom. If I would have did that before, then I wouldn't have lost my car. I still would have had it. which is my old school, but old meaning the years, 2014 drop top Camaro. My dream car, one of my dream cars. I no longer have it. If I would have took that money I was spending and invested it, then I could have cashed out on that vehicle and still had it and not lost it because I could no longer afford the payments. Thought I could, but I wasn't looking, nor did I have the knowledge, the wisdom and understanding of the overall cost of ownership. This is where so many people mess up. But yeah, just a in and out video for y'all. Nobody cares what you drive. Drive what you drive because you want to drive it. If you want to drive a Lamborghini, don't drive it to impress other people. Drive that Lamborghini, drive that Honda, drive that Benz, drive that Toyota, drive that van, drive that bicycle, ride that truck, drive that truck, whatever it is, because that's what you like and that's what you're gonna enjoy. Because at the end of the day, you are the one that have to make the payments, or you are the one that's cashed out. Think about that. You're gonna drive a vehicle to impress other people when you got to make the payments. I always believe that if I'm gonna make payments on something overall, then it's gonna be something that I'm going to enjoy when I come outside. Like, I gotta get these folks this money, but hey, I'm going to enjoy it instead of like, I gotta give them how much? Yeah, whatever. So if it's a Honda, Toyota, whatever it is, it's your money. Enjoy your money, enjoy your portion, enjoy your life, enjoy your house. They only want what you got, which is why they are looking the way that they are looking. Not because of the reasons you are being, being told. So I'm out. Gotta go ahead and make this pizza for the family. Y'all have a blessed one.